Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino RHino Beer Review. You have the Rhino, and we are looking at a beer from the Lake of Bays NHL Alumni Association series of beers. Profits from this go to the NHL Alumni Association. This beer is Crazy Eyes, number 16 Crazy Eyes. So this one is looking at Darcy Tucker. So Crazy Eyes is an 8% alcohol winter Bock lager. So it's a big 750 milliliter bottle. It's what, $12 a bottle? It's an expensive bottle. You're basically paying the exact same price for these NHL Alumni beers as you're paying for a bottle of wine. Now, if the beer is good, that's fine. If the beer is something you enjoy, that's fine. Or if it's a bottle you want to have as a collector bottle for your shelf, that is fine. However, if it's going to be a meh beer, $12 is harsh, and even if you were okay with the price, if it's a meh beer, $7.50 of it is a sad thing. Now, I'm not saying it's a meh beer. I'm just saying right off the bat, out of all these beers, I think it was the Jake the Snake Imperial Pilsner that I liked the most, and that should tell you something a little bit. The next one actually intrigues me. The one that is coming out right now is the Ted Lindsay Red Saison, and that one interests me quite a bit. So let's pop open Crazy Eyes. That's a lot of smoke, Crazy Eyes. A lot of smoke. Now, Crazy Eyes here has been sitting on my table for about 2 or 3 weeks. Up until the last 2 days, though, the basement was freezing. It was only probably like 5 or 6 degrees down here. So it was basically the same as sitting in a fridge. Now, why was it 5 or 6 degrees down here? Because I had all the heater vents for the basement shut down, and yeah, it's insulated. But when it was like negative 38 outside, temp dropped down here. Over the last few days, it's warmed up quite a bit. It's about 17, no, probably about 15 degrees down here now. I'm gonna say 15 because my feet are a little cold. I won't deny that. So there was a little more head while I was talking, but I was talking. It's a nice mahogany brown. The head, not really any color. Little snap crackle pop to it. Awesome. Smell. Just a maltiness and a candiness, like a sugariness. That's it, really. A toasted malt and a sugary sweetness. The malt hits first, the sweetness hits next, and that's about it. I'm not really getting caramel or toffee or any of the other normal scents you get from your malts, but no, I'm just getting plain old malt with some sweetness. Let's try the beer. Cheers. No. For the price I'm paying for this, for the size of bottle it's in, for everything else, just no. If you want to try the beer, go ahead and try it, but for me, no. Normally I would try to get through these and drink them all, especially with the money I spent on it, but at 8% alcohol and at a $7.50, do I really want to spend my whole night drinking this beer instead of trying something else after this? 8% alcohol. More alcohol warming than some 11% alcohol beers I've had and some 15% alcohol beers I've had. It actually burns right in the chest. A nice finish, though, other than the burn. The finish is kind of toasty, kind of dirty, with a little bit of nuttiness. So the finish is a really nice thing. Forefront, a weird, sickly sweetness. So sickly sweetness, a alcohol burn, and a nice finish. That's basically what I'm getting. So a nice Bock finish. I understand where the forefront was probably trying to go, which was just a really sweet maltiness, but it didn't go that way right for me. It might go that way right for you, but yeah, it's not my thing. Out of 10, I'm going to give it a 5.75. I'm really excited for the Ted Lindsay one. I'll admit, I keep saying I won't buy these because of the price and the price to quality. I always keep finding, if this was in a can for $4, yeah, I'd probably buy it up just to try it. I'd probably buy a couple of them to send away, but in a giant bottle at the price they're at, I just can't, and I really should stop. But I like trying everything, and a red saison actually intrigues me, so I will try it. But at the same time, I'm sitting back going, do I want to pay that money for a saison? I could just buy the Osthouse saison for the same price, or things like that. Like I understand that they're selling these in 750s at a higher price because they get a higher markup, especially with the LCBO, because the LCBO makes it so that you have to sell things at a a higher value if you want to make a better profit, because a lot of your profits go into the LCBO instead of to you if you're buying from the LCBO. I just don't. I don't know how I do this myself. You're not going to do it with the beer store because you're going to pay huge. The beer store does let you do those switch outs for seasonal, so I mean you could just buy a seasonal spot and put these in as your seasonals with them, but then you're still spending a huge amount of money to get in, and then you're still not making as much of a profit. I think that's where here in Ontario the complaint about price hits a weird little hump, because and what's the rule? Can you actually charge less at your brewery than you do at the LCBO, or do your prices have to be the same? Because if this giant bottle was like $6 or $7 at the brewery, but $12 at the LCBO, then if you went to the brewery, you're saving yourself $5. It's a more reasonable price, and they're actually probably making the exact same profit if it's $12 at the LCBO than if it's $7 at the brewery. Because at the brewery, they're just paying their taxes, they're not paying all the LCBO fees plus the other fees. They're just paying the government tax on the sale then. So I mean, if you were allowed to do that, that would be you'd be making about the same amount of profit, and you'd have more reason to go to the Lake of Bays Brewery and buy it. But yeah, I think the sad part about pricing in Ontario is I understand why they're doing what they're doing. It just doesn't mean I support it. When I can get a really good beer, a beer that I really enjoy for a lot less money, like Dragon's Milk here, slightly smaller bottle at a $6.50 instead of a $7.50. But what, $9 instead of $12? 11%, 8%. Much better beer to me. Not as good a beer to me, but I mean, to you, you might like it vice versa. But I mean, it's stuff like that that hurts. And it hurts because I don't want to give bad reviews. I know people like when I give bad reviews. I kind of like giving them too every once in a while. But I don't want to. And if this was a $5 can or a $4 can, I would have been more inclined to like it than I did. I've just been rambling now, so I'm going to shut up. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.